Are we live? Hello. Let's see. Hello, Facebook. What's up, community? Let's see if I'm live here. Say hello if you're with me. Share the stream. We're getting started. It is Wednesday. There I am. I'm live. Let's share it to me in here. But I trust that it is. Say hello if you're here. We'll share this around. Hello, hello. Ooh, my laptop is taking a minute to share. Maybe it would be easier for me to share on my phone. Okay, and say hello, join us live. And we're talking about collective patterns that live within you and your leadership to find inside of you where you are actually aligned or not aligned to this pattern happening within you. And this is really powerful. It's coming up for my clients. It's coming up. It will rapidly shift so many people at once that as a leader, as a cosmic leader, as a highly sensitive person, it's really important. I hope that can go out. It's really important for you to tune into this and your part to know where this, how your awareness relates to this. So let me share it for an important. Okay, share now, and I'm going to share it into my free group. You're going to want to join Valtopia if you are interested in learning more about this energy device and human design. I've got something really fun cooking for you on Friday, and you don't want to miss it. So come join us. Okay. All right. Shared. We've shared. Let me make sure I can see it. Some comments. And Jen's like watching me. I'm watching a replay. I'm like, hey, I'm live. Okay. For some reason, I'm having a hard time getting my Facebook up, but one moment, please. Be able to see your comments. That would be useful. Let's see who's on here with me, and then we'll get started. So it is May 27th, 12:49 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think we have a, I believe we have some sort of launch today. So I wanted to go ahead and go live and then go with my outside and the kids and see if we can see this launch happening. I'm trying to load it up now. Maybe so I can see it. All right, so how is everybody doing? It's been really interesting connecting with everybody over the last couple of weeks because we had, and I've been talking about it on my live streams, and I'm sure you've seen me. And you know, people were having a lot come up for review, and I noticed, you know, people being really pulled into what was coming up, especially if it was negative experience or feeling like. Maybe somebody you haven't talked to in years and you had a fight with them all day, like 2 or 3 days ago or a day ago or today even, right? Or maybe people coming back up or old stuff that you were like, the main thing that all my clients and people were saying was, I really thought I already worked through this. Okay. Anybody feeling that happened over the last week or so? So the cosmic transits that we had over the last week or so, really allowed those deeply embedded and hidden awarenesses, and I like to call it an implant. I just want to call it what it is. And it's not like, oh, I'm a victim and somebody came and injected something in me, but it's more like when you were born, your genetic programming and your cultural programming and everything about you created a fully formed identity in some way that guides you before you even have a chance to do and be who you are, right? And this implant, so to speak, is coming up for release in these cosmic transits. It's very powerful. So if you're a highly aware person who's done the work, and maybe you've been doing this 20 years, 25 years, or you feel the depth of your self-discovery journey, you guide others, and you have felt a review coming up over the last review, in the sense that something you really thought you'd already addressed or whatever, it's come up, and you're like, whoa, I already thought I worked through that. I want you to really pay attention to a few things, okay? And if you're watching this live or you're watching the playback, you're a highly aware cosmic leader. You guide others to their self-mastery and prosperity and wellness and health and everything, holistically through mind, body, spiritual training. Then I want you to really listen to this, because my gift is to understand collective bodies, to understand how energy moves through a collective body via a leader of that collective body. Because as you unlock one being that many follow and are connected to and are meant to be inspired with and by, you'll find that the deeper the leader goes in their own self-discovery and awareness of these patterns and clarity of them, their people get to awaken as well, okay? So let's talk about this, and I'd love to see what you guys have to say, whether you're watching live or watching the playback. Let me see if I can see some comments here. Ooh, it's slow on my machine. Hi, Joanne. The music is loud. Oh, is it? Is it still loud? Oh, just turn it off. Turn it off. Okay. All right. So if this is you and you've been doing the work, you do, your yoga and your meditation and you're far beyond that, your DNA activation, your methods of clarity and reflection for yourself. And then you found this cosmic transit came through. What I found is there's certain parts of our collective passageway that had been blocked collectively, right? Because things happen to us culturally, and if we identify as a constellation, I like to call it, a community, we will have certain grooves or patterns of resonance as a culture, as a community. And this stuff is super hidden and so powerful when you really tune into and find. And finding this work is about unlocking your own key to prosperity, not just for yourself, but for your whole community and everybody that's going to sign up with you. And as you find this hidden layer of what you think is you, that's really not you, and release it and regenerate, first of all, things get faster and easier because you're no longer stopping the flow of your own inspiration and connection to everybody in an immediate way, which is how energy really works and is allowing us to connect and co-create. And as you do this work to see where the implant is blocking that flow, your collective disintegrates. The pattern disintegrates within your collective. And that allows the energy to flow more powerfully for all of us in the collective. And so this work is about your hardware and your codes of activation that are within you, and understanding how when you meet someone else, how available you are to co-create with them in the moment based on everything you've allowed yourself to know about yourself up until now. And, our society and life hasn't really allowed us to explore our hardware and our codes. It's been either forbidden or taboo or just not even available to examine. And even now you find people trying to give it labels and put it into a box. And really all we're doing here is understanding your own power and capability to guide your energy and have the results you want in your life and business. I simply know that this is such a rapid and deep and powerful way to come into the results that people desire, that leaders desire for their communities, at changing the dynamic of deeply ingrained patterns that we have all these resources for that are much slower than doing this work for yourself and just relieving everyone in your collective of these patterns. So how does this resonate for you guys that are listening? And let me know how this resonates. And I'm really feeling a chest throat thing here that has been coming up as one part of the pattern for a certain level of the certain layer of the collective body. And I do have my Healy on, and we had a little bit of fun yesterday in my free group Valtopia, where I just dropped all the cards. I'm just going to surrender and leave them on the ground. Pick them up in a minute. We did a collective reading of the vibration and aura of my free group Valtopia, and we got a really nice reading. And the area that was the lowest was the throat chakra, which doesn't surprise me because a lot of you that have come to me over the last few years have come to open up the throat chakra. And really what we're opening up is a release of guilt and shame that's tied into a deep level of forgiveness we need to do in the heart chakra. And most of you that are advanced leaders that are going to be coming into me in the next few days and weeks will be doing heart chakra work with me. And it's advanced heart chakra work that you're not getting with anybody else. This is a galactivation of your deep ability to not only root into the earth and bring the energy up that way, but then to also your mastery of what you're bringing down through your crown and throat. So those of us that have been practicing and knowing our energy and channeling and taking leadership in this space must do this work, I feel, or we will be delighted in the response of doing this work of bringing our mastery to the integration of what happens below and above through our hearts. Anybody feeling that? So I am going to be either reaching out to some of you that are coming to me astrally and asking for this process to be done, or that just pop up or glow for me. You may show up on my live stream out of nowhere. I have people suddenly come through, which has always been the case, and say, how did you end up on my feed? I just don't know. Please reach out. You're being called in. It's going to make your life easier because these poppy places where it feels sort of stiff are allegiances that you can't see. So no matter what modality you've tried and what certification and your self-work you've done and the investment, you feel frustrated because the work that you've been exposed to before doesn't give you access in there to shift the energy for yourself. And that's the work that you need to do. Find out how to get in there and move the energy and become a master of flowing below and above through your heart in a way that is aligned to your codes and your blueprints. And that's what I do with you guys. Okay. All right. Am I missing any comments anywhere? Keisha, I'm missing probably in Valtopia. Hi, Keisha. Did I post it into the group twice? Oh no. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to do a reading for okay, let's do this. I'm going to do a reading for my group and the collective. I do have my healing on. Let me put this here. Thank you for waiting. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull up the Healy, which if you guys haven't seen me talking about this, it's just a tool that I've managed. I'm super excited to have invested in and share as part of all my tool sets. I'm really big on energy and frequencies, and we've been playing with the Healy with my clients who are highly sensitive. And what they've noticed is that the Healy's frequencies are pretty gentle and mine are more like a tornado, I think is what Terry said. But the tornado aspect is because those things that I'm telling you guys about, these ingrained implanted patterns of awareness that you have become unaware, need a tornado to come in and roto-rooter that stuff out. And it's not that I'm roto-rootering or blasting them, it's divine frequencies. So that means that not only do they get unsettled and disturbed and lifted up, and then regenerated and realigned and redirected. And that work is the personal work that we do one-to-one. But the divine and magical part is when the frequencies just come in and regenerate. And you don't need the one-to-one with me necessarily, but our brain really likes to stay familiar with identities and patterns it's known. And so even if you clear the pattern and the energy and express the emotion, oftentimes we want to go back to what we've known as familiar. And if we're not vigilant and don't really stay present with expanding into what we're becoming, instead of, kind of retreating into what we've been, we can get caught in these loops, right? Even as you're investing, even as you've made commitments and decisions to support yourself, even as you've changed and the gifts are coming through you, your mind might perceive and be hard on you and judge you and lie to you and tell you that you're not evolving and that it's not really happening. And these frequencies can help us to be more aware of where we're collapsing. And so that's what I've been experiencing as I play with the Healy, is to feel like, let's say, for example, right now, I'm doing a reading on this collective that's watching this live stream, whether you're here with me live, the three of you, it shows me that's live, or you're watching the playback, and I can feel a throat chakra resonance with and heart chakra. So there's some forgiveness, there's some guilt and shame, there's some solar plexus, and it's tied into the crown. Okay, so that's my reading. So I'm going to do the reading with the healing and for the collective and see if that aligns to the reading that I brought through. Okay, and we'll do some clearing in the moment I'm going to launch these frequencies, and you'll be able to feel the energy shifting. So I'm running it on Valtopia. Okay, so my client list, I'm putting in Valtopia, and I'm going to save and analyze, and I'm going to do an aura analysis, and we're recording the aura here. Just have to give it a little click to remind it that I'm, it probably went to sleep because I didn't have it on earlier. And come on, it might have, I wonder if I didn't charge it up. If I didn't charge it up, I'll come and do this later. All right, while we're waiting for that to happen, let's pull some cards and tune into this energy. It's really in the chest and the heart, and it goes up into almost the left ear, which I know I've been feeling a lot of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, should come on now. And then I'm going to wrap it up so I can go out there and get ready to watch whatever this launch is that's happening today. So I'm going to pull some question cards to address this chest solar plexus thing that I feel coming through, and we'll see what the Healy says once it comes on. Okay. Sorry guys, I didn't prepare properly for this. So we might do this later. Okay. Nurturing. When you're, oh no. Boys, that's not a boys, I gotta go. Thanks, boys. Thanks. I gotta go.